Next part is what we call lack of vision and lack of creativity. So when we talk about vision, we talk about shared vision. You really need to create something that is shared with your customers. You're in this boat together with your customers. You can't just do something that is your vision. What is the joint vision that you're trying to do? What is the joint challenge that you're trying to solve with your customers? These are questions that you need to keep asking yourself all the time, because if you're able to come up with a vision that is exciting to the members, they will be passionate. They will be involved. When we look at different advisory boards, those of you that heard my presentation last year, I talked about moving from CAB 1.0 to CAB 2.0. So I'm not going to go through all these elements here again, but a couple of the things that are important to keep in mind. You need to have a flexible mindset. So it's a fine balance. You have the structure of the advisory board, but instead of having only structured meetings, why not have on-demand meetings? Something happens with Dodd-Frank, right? A new sub-regulation is coming into play. There are new cloud provider players that are doing better work at bursting public and private clouds and creating a new hybrid model. There's a new model for network security that is coming up right now. Get the members of the advisory board immediately. Treat the advisory board as an extension of your own leadership team. So the CEO is not waiting for 6 months to call all his members together. If something happens, there's a meeting, and the meeting could happen within a day or 2 days. Create a sense of urgency around the importance of the advisory board. We talk about company-driven versus semi-autonomous. Many times we see the companies trying to do all the heavy lifting by themselves. Successful advisory boards have a joint responsibility by the members. They do a lot of the heavy lifting. And if you're going to allow them to do it, they will be happy to do it as long as there's a clear charter, vision, and mission to the advisory board. We don't want to be a standalone program. We'll talk later in the panel about integrating it to voice of the customer, customer insight, market intelligence, competitive intelligence, customer listening programs, so you don't want to be an island. And we want to make sure that the reach of the advisory board is not limited, but you're actually able to scale the impact of the advisory board. In terms of creativity, creativity is something that needs to be embedded in the advisory board, day in and day out. It's not a one-time thing. I'll give you one example. External speakers. Many times we are asked when we design advisory boards, what should we do with external speakers? Should we have external speakers? Our recommendation usually is yes, it's a good idea. If the external speaker can shed new light or perspective on one of the top 3 topics that we decided these are going to be the topics for the agenda. But many times we see companies choose the comfortable direction or route. So if it's a company that deals in network security, they're going to invite an analyst from Gartner, from Forrester, from light reading, from heavy reading to talk about network security. Guess what? The members probably heard all these presentations before. They've seen the webcast, they've seen the conference calls, they've maybe been to an industry trade show. How about taking a speaker from another industry that can shed a new perspective on what you're trying to do? So in the case of network security, what we've done with one of our clients is getting someone from the FBI. I mean, there's no direct relationship, but the FBI, as you can imagine, has an incredible system around protecting their data. Obviously, that person could not share proprietary or confidential information, but he could share thinking, concept, models, how the FBI is guarding their own data. Tremendous session. Another one we've done with a company that is in the software testing arena. So instead of bringing another management consultant that will talk about Deming and closed loop and black belt and all that, we got someone from NASA that talked about how they do development cycles, quality assurance, quality management cycles. Okay, so just think outside of the box in terms of being creative.